There is a lot going on in the great outdoors in Northeast Tennessee this spring, and here with information you may need before heading out to take part in your favorite outdoor activities is Matthew Cameron with the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. Hey Matthew, appreciate you being here.
Good morning, sir.
We things happened in April. We weren't able to visit with you late in April, but let's talk about things right now. May is kicking off with some great weather. Got a little rain coming in, but a lot of folks are going to be out, going to be hunting, going to be fishing, going to be taking part. There's a couple classes that folks need to know about before they head out, especially on their boat.
Yeah, our hunter and boater education programs both are very important, and they have undoubtedly saved lives.
Oh, absolutely.
Over decades.
Yes.
Yeah, hunter education began in 1975 in Tennessee, and when we implemented that, we saw a drastic reduction in the number of firearm and hunting-related incidents that we had. So we know that it works, and boater education was implemented in 2005, and since then we saw a decline in boating accidents, especially among a younger generation, because if you're born after January 1st of '89, you have to have that boating education certificate before you can drive your boat.
Let's break both of those classes down. Let's talk about the boating education first. You gave the cutoff date as far as the dates for birth and everything, but talk about how long is that class? How intense is it? What do you learn during boater education?
Yeah, the classes vary. If you go to one, it could be a two-day class, or they could cram it all into one day, probably on a Saturday. They're going to learn a lot of things. A lot of people think, heck, I've been on a boat my whole life. I know all there is to know, but there are things you may not know. For example, when two boats are crossing paths on the water, like right now, if you're in a boat and I'm in a boat, who would have the right of way if we were crossing paths? Do you know?
I honestly don't, to be honest with you.
All right, the boat on the right.
I usually just slow down and let them go on is usually what I do.
And that's a very good thing to do if you have no idea what the situation is. But there actually are boats that have right of way over other boats. So the boat on the right, for example, I would have the right of way. You would slow down and let me pass you. So people just don't know simple things like that. That course teaches those.
And a lot of it is just just paying attention to your surroundings. I mean, no drinking and driving, wearing your life vest, doing those simple things that are very simple to say, but a lot of people really don't do them.
Those are two of the things that probably save the most lives in boating accidents, because we know that alcohol is the leading contributing factor to fatal boating accidents. If alcohol is involved, it's usually a bad accident. And most people that drown, it's across the decades, about 80% of the people who die in boating accidents drown, and about 90% of the people who drown aren't wearing a life jacket. So if you don't consume alcohol while operating, you have a life jacket on, your chances of surviving are
absolutely way up there. Way up there. Let's switch gears a little bit and go to hunter education. Like you said, since 1975, I actually took the first round of classes in '75. So I enjoyed my time at that. But it is important that young ladies, young men, to get that certification, isn't it?
Yeah, and get it early on. It's required for anyone 10 or older. So the course is geared around a child that can pass the test. So the test isn't terribly hard, but there's a lot of great information that you'll learn in that course.
A lot of it safety related. A lot of it being safe with firearms. Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
I can't let you go without talking about spring turkey season's going on. I know several members of my family have already harvested their turkeys. How's spring turkey season going so far?
It's going well. I think harvest numbers are down across the state as a whole, and we're looking into why that may be. But I know a lot of people have been successful in the past few days and will be the next week, because the hens are going to the nest. The gobblers are getting desperate. So if you want to get a bird, it's time to get out there.
All right. It's time to get in the great outdoors. Matthew, appreciate you coming in.
My pleasure.
A lot going on here in East Tennessee. If you want more information, check out the TWR's website. We're going to give that to you right now. It is time to get outside this spring.